Here's your quick overview of Unit 3. A couple key concepts here, the rights and liberties, civil rights and liberties. Again, liberties are mostly in the Bill of Rights. It protects you against government intrusion. And your rights are that basic freedom, positive actions by the government to protect individuals from unequal treatment based on race, gender, disability, etc. The clear and present danger law set up by the Supreme Court determine under what circumstance limits can be placed on your freedom of speech, and is there an imminent danger? If so, they can limit your speech. Prior restraint is not allowed because that is censorship of a publication by the government. Things can be published, however, you can be prosecuted after they are published. The Equal Protection Clause found in the 14th Amendment, people must be treated equally before the law. Free Exercise Clause in the First Amendment, law cannot prevent someone from practicing their religion. Also in the First Amendment is the Establishment Clause, ban on laws respecting an establishment of religion by a government. Earl Warren was part of the Warren Court, overheard many cases that changed society, judicial activism. Selective incorporation is also your 14th Amendment. Liberties listed in the Bill of Rights should be applied to all the states. And then your Due Process Clause in the 14th Amendment denies the government the right without due process to deprive individuals of life, liberty, and property. A couple key questions, looking at some concepts here. Civil Rights Act of 1964. This outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, and sex. And then if you look at the Voting Rights Act, quickly just talking about voting practices, you cannot be denied based on race, so it prohibits that racial discrimination. Also looking at Title IX then, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in activities that are an educational program that are funded by the federal government. Separation of church and state, Free Exercise Clause, Establishment Clause again, can't establish a religion, and government bodies cannot exercise religion. They have to be separate entities. When we talk about right to privacy, we are looking at the Fourth Amendment. Your key document here, Martin Luther King, letter from a Birmingham jail, was talking to ministers, middle class, talking about their fight to peacefully protest. Again, warned that if they were not allowed to do these things, naturally it would lead to violence. Connecting that to the 14th Amendment, all individuals should be protected under the law, which we know African Americans were being violated of their constitutional rights to peacefully protest and use free speech. And then just looking at our essential questions, to what extent does the United States Constitution and its amendments protect against undue government infringement on essential liberties and from invidious discrimination? We're looking at the Bill of Rights. It protects liberties, so government intrusion, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Amendments. The liberties allow the individual to be protected from the government becoming too powerful. Other amendments, such as 13th, 14th, 15th, help prevent from discrimination. This protects individuals from state laws that prohibit people from a certain guarantee. And then how do we look at the U.S. Supreme Court rulings define civil liberties and rights? Again, they have determined the Bill of Rights should be applied to state and federal issues. The rulings protect people from government intrusion in all aspects, which protects your liberties. All these decisions kind of have been made to make sure each individual right, such as voting, would be protected. And then again, make sure we fill out our charts. We understand the amendment and the different clauses that go with the amendments.
Paul Zunkel, if you're in the building, please come to the main office. Paul Zunkel, if you're in the building, please come to the main office.
And the last part, your key Supreme Court cases, whether they're required or not, all these court cases will be addressed on the test. Make sure you know some of the background information, but the majority decision as well.